I'll be right back. It's just, yeah, it's just delayed, which is fine. Happens all the time. But yeah, that's all we do basically. And then we usually have the wheels, like, if it's usually quieter in the room, we'll like go around and show off like that. You can wait to do that till the end if you feel comfortable. But yeah, and then afterwards, we just pick it all up and put it in the thing, and then I can show you guys where the locker is when we store the camera. And then, yeah. Any questions? Yes. We only do a live stream. We used to do like a live stream and SD card thing, but we found that we've just been downloading the live stream anyways. So the only time we ever do like an SD card kind of recording is if we notice that the live stream is acted up, and then we do a record. For the most part, just live streams.
Yeah, he warned me that attendance was like mighty very high. His brother. Yeah. Well, I watched the service on the line and right back home from the church I attend, and I heard him say that, and I texted out and said, "You need to go to Washington. I've been here for your Sunday." He said, "I need you to bet there's church going on Saturday night. The sermon is ready."
there, just right in front of the knives. Yeah, I'm gonna start doing it together. Some of you are very familiar with Kari and her work, or more familiar with Kari, but not necessarily her work, and how gallery shows like this really come into physical form. So this was a really great opportunity, and I'm so grateful for Kari's family for inviting me into their house and selecting the work. So I worked closest with Gabe Lindholm-Johnson, Kari's eldest son, to select the sort of the theme. And what's interesting about this particular show is the variety of moments in Kari's timeline that's represented here. And I think, of course, because I'm thinking about this in terms of putting a show together, but also putting a show together in the context of sort of a laboratory for our students, and thinking about how this really is very helpful to think about for me as a maker also, but also for students who are so worried about getting a style, right? About sort of like, what am I all about and what's my style? And you can see, as evidenced here, that a life devoted to observation, to openness, to cosmic order, and to a devotion to just making and finding connections, and how useful that can be to making a body of work. Take it away, Kelly. Oh no, I was moving. I'm starting to. Okay, I've composed myself. Okay, so that idea of like all these different things that are happening at different moments, and actually how coherent of a body of work we have, and these sort of returns to a theme happening sometimes very consciously and sometimes after the fact. It's been a real joy to put this together, and it's been very, yeah, it's just been a great opportunity. So on the brochure, you'll see some writing from Gabe's eulogy, some sections of that pulled out, and also some reflections from Kelly about having Kari in a drawing class. Yeah, I think there's just some really great moments in putting a show like this together, and now, of course, being able to see how a body of work that has outlived its maker continues to form meaning, to shape meaning, to change its meaning, and continues as a living, creative body of work. So, you want to say something?
Sure. Hi, everyone. So I knew Kari, I met her first, I'm not even sure what year she took drawing home with me, but it was way before she decided to re-enroll in school and come back and get an art degree. So I knew her for over a decade, for a really long time, and first as a student and eventually as a friend. And so one thing that I would say, actually a couple of things, just thinking especially sort of going back to our students, but also as viewers, observing the work and kind of piecing things together or kind of digesting your own responses to it. One thing I would say is that Kari was always in search of symbolic meaning as a means of getting to a deeper level, right? And so she was looking for ways to take what she saw in the world and find a language for it, sometimes really abstract, right? Like we have on this wall here. And her life was full of lots of practices, spiritual practices, practices of prayer and meditation, right? Like lots and lots of practices she used to find meaning and centering in her life. And I think you can see where a lot of that, like there's not a place where her art ends and the other parts of her life begin. It really is synthesized into a very integrated whole in the work of Kari. So you'll probably notice there's lots of repeating themes, right, in the work. So looking for these kind of happy relationships that you might find between the shape of the pelvic bone and a dove, right? Or the way that the spiral or the circle gets repeated over and over and over again in a lot of this work. Creates almost like a visual hum, I think, in the gallery. As you move around, you start to see all of these relationships. So even something that might be very identifiable, right? Like the Christ in the boat image on the outer wall there, it still has that circular form of the paddles, right? Or the way that so many of the forms are symmetrical and really about creating this kind of balance in some of them, but then in others, like these, I think you really see some of the stuff Kari was really interested in the last, I don't know, 6 or 7 years. This idea of like concentric circles, of paying attention to the breath, expansion, contraction, how those things can create a centering presence in a person, right? Sort of going to the core. So I don't know, those are just some like maybe ways into thinking about some of this work that can also spread out into your own experience and your own experience with the work as you're looking at it. Yeah. If any of you have questions too, I think we'd be happy to respond, but we can't answer for Kari. And I don't know, I liked what you were saying, Emily was saying earlier, that one way to think about this work too is just like how she always introduces in her art history classes that work continues on past the life of the maker. And so in a Renaissance art history class, right, like this is compressed. Kari was with us until April, just this year, right? So this is raw and new, right? That we're looking at her distance from this. But whenever you're looking at any work, that work is still doing something in the world past the life of the person themselves, right? So,
Yeah.
I don't know if you wanted to add to that, but I liked
Yeah.
what you were saying.
No, yeah, and that is true. Beyond maybe the original intention of the artist, in the original context and culture that artist is living, it continues to take on new meanings and continues to ripple outward. So it's been great that the visual symbolism that's happening in so much of this work is echoed by how sort of it goes into public now. And this is my favorite part about doing gallery shows, is sort of seeing the network of each individual artist that we show come into the gallery. So many faces that I've just never seen before. And that's always just a great experience for me as in running the galleries, is having all these different people in and then seeing how it gets activated by an entire different community of people. And so this one just feels especially poignant to sort of see everybody that's gathered around the show to remember Kari in this way. So I really appreciate everybody coming, and thank you so much for spending this time with us. So this show is going to be up through the 26th of September, and we're having another weekend of gathering time on the 21st at about 10 a.m. I'll have some coffee and donuts, and then on Sunday we'll also have a little gathering at 2 p.m. on the 21st and the 22nd. So other than that, the gallery's open 9 to 9 Monday through Friday. So feel free to come again or tell others to pop through and see the show. So yeah. Did you want to say anything, or do you want to share just how this work has changed?
I can speak briefly. Up there.
Yeah. Sure, if you'd like. That way we can get you that way you can become a YouTube star.
My daughter, Gabe, couldn't be here today, but I was living in a parsonage in Connecticut when Kari and I got married, and she seemed to have the problem with the fact that this house I was living in for 9 years, there was a lot of beige. And that changed pretty quickly. And vivid color is certainly one of the themes here. And some of the floral pieces she's done that you can access on her website that aren't here are good examples of vivid color. I'll always be grateful that coming here to work at North Park University in 2005, it wasn't in the calculation that Kari would get an art degree. I didn't enter my thinking, but it was her sweet spot. She was always a talented drawer, painter, but the work she did, the friendships, the collaboration she did with the good people of the art department at NPU was a real blessing, and it enabled her to build upon her natural ability and do some incredible work. And I'm always impressed by pieces like this, which take the physiological challenges and morphs into the mystical. I am impressed by it, but don't understand it. So I'm grateful. I'm so grateful you came. It means a lot to us as a family that her work is honored in this way. And thank you to Emily and Kelly for their part in this. Thank you very much.
If you'd like to ask a question, feel free. Otherwise, we can